for early aggression.
Pending the life stealer gets farmed. I think the thing about the Razor, he might not be that good versus the Infest Bomb, but you can lane the Razor versus the life stealer quite easily. And even the unstable current's pretty annoying, because normally you like open wounds and then once you get on top of them, you rage. But if you have unstable current, like you're gonna be super slow trying to kill the Razor, so you don't even have that much kill potential with Razor if Razor is aggro. And as we've seen from Ehome, they like running aggros a lot.
I like it too. It makes for entertaining Dota. I mean, even right now with just Razor and SD, it's like start your static link, disrupt them up, and all of a sudden you got crap tons of damage and a great position on your enemy. It's actually a really scary thing for whoever runs in mid. I'm wondering actually who MVP throw into the mid, knowing that could be staring him down. One invis rune and you'll be in trouble. They'll make sure there's none of this like we battle from range kind of thing, mass acid spray plus march to the machines. Don't deal with that, and don't let MVP have the easy farm alchemist, even if it is a dire side alchemist, so not as easy to move to the ancients as it was before.
I'm also glad that they turned away from the Timber in the first phase. I think Timber is decent, but he's not first pick anymore, because here teams have been varying their drafts a lot to not include so many like strength armlet plus physical damage heroes, which Timbersaw was really good against. And they also seem to have some sort of struggle laning him in most of the games. They will actually ban it out themselves. Now Ehome, I think generally versus Lifestealer Riki, you also want a 4-staff hero, which Shadow Demon can get one. Ooh.
MVP's turn to pick.
Okay, this is going to be a 522 Razor move speed game.
So MVP need all the 4 staffs. A Lich again. They're going back for it.
I don't know if that's going to be good enough for their lanes, though.
I'm also concerned that's going to be the case. Unless you run like a Lifestealer Lich duel off, then I could like this a lot more. Because Ogre's not going to harass out a Lifestealer in the off lane. SD's going to have also very minimal effect, and you just can play the lane very passively. But it means you have to have someone who's very strong on the safe lane to do whatever the hell he wants. So you need a really strong matchup there. As well as that in the mid, and a Terrorblade pickup.
MVP's turn to pick.
So now we get our Ehome safe laner.
A lot of armor versus the Lifestealer, somewhat susceptible to the magic burst from the Lich.
That's a lot of early push too.
Mm-hmm.
Like how you meant to stop that? Frost armor on a tower isn't going to slow down a Terrorblade when he takes down your buildings.
Combine that with the Shadow Demon illusions. Woof. There you go. That's the answer to the Terrorblade lane. Now Ehome's safe lane starting to look quite vulnerable.
Well, they got initiation galore from MVP.
They have damage this time. Last game, I think, like, they just really lacked damage with the Alchemist. This game, they have the Axe to output a lot onto the Terrorblade. Although, he is going to have a lot of trouble running away from the Razor. And yeah, he's going to be giving a lot of damage. I guess the good sign is that, like, Lifestealer might get a static link, but it's still not a good sign when Razor's hitting for plus 224.
I'm still looking at this lineup from Ehome, and the ability to kite out MVP looks really, really good. Like, you have the problems of Culling Blade, so Terrorblade with his timing of Sunder may not be the most advantageous. But the Razor, static linking and plasma fielding, like they want him to come in. Disruption will always make it so MVP has to switch from target to target.
MVP's turn to
I want to see a Tusk from Old 11. I remember his Tusk was, like, the best Tusk, period.
That would be a pain in the butt. Hey, let's get a call. Pick up the 2 on the way through.
MVP's
that right would have also been nice. Sticky Napalm make it difficult for MVP Phoenix to move around. Would also be what Ehome is lacking, which is a jump-in initiator. Right now, it's kind of smoke into disruption, then follow-up, or Ogre Magi gets a lucky multicast.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm actually thinking the Clockwork would have been a really nice hero here. Burn off the Lifestealer mana, it's your initiation, it's great up against all the melees. And there we go for MVP Phoenix. They go to what they know, they go to the Slark. But this is a 4 melee lineup with a Lich up against Ehome.
They draft very weak lanes, but they pick the Lich to shore up their weaknesses. I don't know, it looks dubious.
I feel as unsettled about this draft as not as actually as much as game number 1. Primarily because Ehome aren't just running the standard, we've got a huge team fight combo which will destroy everybody.
So there's still Sand available for him. Looks to be pretty good. Slardar's actually not that terrible. Actually, you're dealing with Lich. Doesn't sound that fun.
Just out of interest, what happened to Clockwork? Why have we seen no Clockwork this tournament?
What do you mean? I think it's more surprising that he was actually picked in the past month. He like kind of rose out of nowhere. It's like, oh wait, this hero is still not good, and then he kind of returned back to where he was. So other unusual heroes they picked for him: Venomancer, been picked one time by him. He has played the Ogre one time. Night Stalker, another option. I kind of like Sand King though.
Yeah, Sand King still feels pretty good.
Sand King with 4-star seems pretty good.
When you ask for a 4-star hero, you also going up against 4 melee, so SK has proven himself to be good in that scenario.
Elder Titan would be pretty good.
It's gonna be the Sand King.
Okay, yeah. There we go.
So a solid lineup again from Ehome, MVP. A lot of unbridled aggression with what they hope is going to be a decent laning phase with the Lich. We'll see if all of that can be bearing fruit at any point.
So let's see how Phoenix do their lanes and how Ehome do their lanes. I think they might expect the Lich and the Axe to go in the off lane, so they might put Terrorblade in the off lane to deal to just farm as the Lifestealer. So they
Well,
could
and
even
try and run the SK on the safe, but then you're running like Ogre, Terror, and SD on an off lane.
What's wrong with that? You're versus a Riki and a
But the thing is, you're
Lifestealer.
also running a melee in the mid. Can you get away like? Can Terrorblade ever run like a mid up against a melee?
You could, but I think Razor's just much stronger. Yeah, alternatively, you could put a Razor in the off lane.
That's what I'm thinking, because Razor at least wants to couple with the SD.
You could stack the Razor in the safe lane too. Put Razor in the safe lane, Sand King in mid, and then Terrorblade in the off lane. Possibilities are
endless.
They're not endless. They are finite yet large.
The SK. I'm glad you're so accurate, Malini. When will first blood happen? 0 to 3 minutes?
We can wait. Let's wait on that one. Let's see how it turns out.
Total number of teleports cancelled by stun by 25 minutes.
1?
Yeah, I don't know if I even want to put 1 down.
I'll put 1.
I'm going to be negative, and actually with the Burrow Strike, yeah, okay, 1. Player with the highest total magical or pure damage under game heroes by the end.
Sand King.
Yeah, it looks pretty high. Player with the highest total physical damage done to heroes at the end of a game.
Razor?
Right.
Lifestealer? Lifestealer.
It depends who does them.
Who wins?
yeah. It's like Terrorblade.
Oh, yeah, Terrorblade's actually the best one. Why did I say Lifestealer?
Because we've gone with Lifestealer almost every other time, because Lifestealer was the one position.
Okay, when will First Blood happen? Do they have any Observer Wards? I see 1 Sentry Ward on the Shadow Demon, no dust up on the Ogre Magi, and I don't think it'll be 0 to 3. So I think I will put
3 to 6.
6 to 9.
I'm gonna leave it at 3 to 6. I'm comfortable with 3 to 6.
I'm going 6 to 9. 3 to 6. Yeah, okay, 3 to 6.
The battle begins.
You're all individuals, man. All individuals.
I was just thinking. I think for other teams I would probably put 6 to 9, but these two teams I expect the Sand King to maybe run around a little bit early. There's an Ogre in the game who's already in the aggro lane. So let's see the laning setup.
They are doing the lane I thought they were going to do. It's the Lifestealer Lich dual off lane, probably the strongest they can put to the off lane for MVP. And then a Slark and Riki in the mid up against the Razor.
So they've done actually the most standard lanes, and MVP have swapped it up a little bit and put Forev in the safe lane. But that is not a good lane for Royal Sand King.
No, it is not. They ignite him up. All they can do is hope to spin them down. But Old 11 actually hasn't leveled anything up yet. He's actually holding on to the Burrow Strike for a very long time, and this could be our first blood right now. Forev so low, but Salves dropped down to 19 HP.
He's already lost the lane though, because now Old 11 can salve up and Forev doesn't have any regen.
Bevy, no! Bevy, no! He'll survive! Because he got back to Invis, but we're getting ourselves a walking courier. Currently, donkeys be hunted. Can Febby sniff it out, though? It's waiting behind the tier 1 tower, injured. A limping donkey, while QO battling up against Old Chicken. He's stolen 43 points of damage, but he doesn't have a plasma field, so QO dropping Old Chicken down, but the first blood actually happens. Boom! Up on the top lane. Febby comes into the mid lane as well, looking for the opening. But that axe decided to stick around too long.
Yeah.
Even with his salve triggered, he didn't go home. He's stuck there.
You don't want to leave that lane in this situation. I think it might have been better for him to suicide to neuts, but the problem with Axe is it's not that easy to suicide to neutrals. You'd have to go to the big camp, which actually leaves you vulnerable to dying, and there's not even a large camp available to him because Ehome have blocked off that spawn. So they've really just made life very difficult for the Axe.
Oh, Febby blocking out Lanham. You shall not pass! And now a regeneration rune. He wants to move his speed to get around it, but Febby then steals the regen from him as well.
That's the least important rune, though.
It is, but it's just one of those little dick things.
You would know.
Oh, that's a Magnum level joke.
Thanks, Toby.
Yeah. Speaking of small, that Terrorblade set looks very, very thin. Doesn't look that bad, it just looks very slender. Like he's just gone to the gym, been working out, and just lost a little bit of chrome.
Is there any way to make him larger or smaller?
Yeah. Bloodlust.
Oh, sorry, with cosmetics. I apologize for not being clear.
You can't change the base model, but you can change everything else that goes around it.
He does look really thin.
Also, we missed the kill on Razor in the mid lane. I saw the death of him going down, that was all.
That's kind of cool that he can still do damage despite getting static linked. He doesn't have that much magic damage, but with the Essence shift, it's not a far-fetched possibility.
Well, Febby playing around with the SD in the river. Having that Orb of Venom actually makes...
Old 11 on top lane, getting a lot of spins. Old 11 forced to burrow strike out, and he is in critical HP. Luckily for him, though, he did have the first blood, so he will have the Ring of Health available in his inventory, but Forev with quite a bit of regen on his own.
Going again in mid lane. Razor can't help it. He's actually prioritizing levels up in Static Link so we can get rid of the damage of QR. Are they looping in again? Line him to come from behind. Forev isn't that tanky. Doesn't have a lot of mana up his sleeve either.
Kyo currently doesn't really have any damage. He's sitting at like...
Old chicken. Ooh. Smoke screen's up. He has to walk himself out this one. They've taken so much damage from life from him.
Wow.
And the Slark will find the kill. Febby barely surviving, but being really active, been involved in both the kills the MVP have taken. He'll now spend his money and then kill himself. He's
not really respecting the cooldown in between the static link buff duration and the cooldown. Like,
I also thought he respect the vision. Like, where's your sentry ward in mid looking for the Ricky?
Because he doesn't expect a melee hero to be able to kill him. Yeah, but he has 4 seconds in between the buff expiring. More so the debuff. The debuff is more important because Kyo can actually do damage to him. And in that 4 seconds, he was pounced and smoke clouded, so he couldn't cast static link yet again, and that is not where you want your Razor to be in this early game. And I'm not the biggest fan of the Boots of Speed build because it's not very useful versus the pounce. Maybe he wanted to run on top of the Slark, but when you're in this defensive position, I think a bottle would have been much better for him. But hindsight is 20/20.
I never realized how dangerous the teeth construction of a Black Dragon is. Look at that. Like if he has like an underbite, he's gonna rip apart his own brains. Like, his internal teeth dig back into his scalp.
Do dragons have brains?
I would assume so. I think everything has a brain, no matter what size it is.
You wouldn't know, Toby.
I would definitely know. It's an obvious thing. Goodbye, Ricky. Meanwhile, back in the laning phase, Ice looping around the back. If he actually times his stride, he might even kill a courier. With his boots, the movement speed's not there. Oh, he triggers the Metamorphosis for it! But he couldn't attack with his real self. The illusion blocked him, so he got 2 attacks with his illusion.
Who does that?
I don't know. Ice. Who else does that? Forev's gonna die on the top lane unless he can keep spinning. Lanham dropped down very low, same with 11. But they'll both survive, the old men of Ehome.
Now Old Chicken finally has a center ward in the mid lane and will respect Febby a little bit. Febby.
He's no respect. He's a static link. So what is... So Ice is now farming with Metamorphosis, the dire jungle, and abandoning his bottom lane.
It's because he's versus a Lich, and normally the opportunity cost is too great if you're going to the jungle, but versus a Lich, like, you're not getting full creeps every wave.
Yeah, back to his normal self. Metamorphosis wears off.
Where's he gonna farm next? That large? Oh, that's a 3-stack. I don't think that he can farm that. That's gonna be Sand King's territory. A little bit, yeah, right there. Sinking does not have any points in Sandstorm. However, he does have a level 3 Cosmic Finale. Very good at taking down those camps. However, it is a 2 Centaur camp, so a little bit of magic resist hindering him. Febby looking for a chicken snipe, but it's already back in base.
I can't remember the last time I saw an offlane SK get Sandstorm before like level 11. Or level 12. Sorry.
1 point's really good to disjoint, but that's only for against heroes like VS, Sven sometimes.
Febby just found the stack. They have a dire observe ward freshly up as well, so Febby, how cheeky do you feel? If he can actually slow down Fenrir, he may take enough damage from the Satyr Blast that, he's trying to body block Fenrir in, do as much damage, and then he could attack him.
But he's not blocking the actual stack. They will get a 4th stack because of those attempted shenanigans. So.
Maybe he doesn't want to. Like, do they have enough that can clean it? If you can bring Forev in there.
Forev's going in there.
Yeah, I think they want to try and steal this. With the help of the level 3 Dark Pact from QO, they can get a lot of this farm, but they need to kill Fenrir off first.
It's 3 melee heroes, bro. Oh, they're actually just going to take it. Oh my god, it's already gone.
Yeah, that was quick. That level 3 Dark Pact, and Forev got a good nice spin, nice and early on, and
that's
say hello to some extra money for MVP.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on bottom lane, Dubu's on the run. Ice was having a crack at him. Triggers Metamorphosis now, but this will have to be used to do some damage to the tier 1 tower and maybe push the Lifestealer away a little bit further. Top lane disruption. Forest Strike as well, combining up with the epicenter. It's like Gold 11 having all the prep time in the world thanks to the timing of disruption. And Axe for all the farm he took. And he gives his life back to Ehome.
Not worth. Still, Fenrir gonna see that stack and be like, oh no, he pinged it out. It's like, crap, that's not good.
I've lost everything I worked so hard to build.
QO wrapping around from behind. He does have an Iron Talon. He likes that on his melee hero's old chicken. He's really diving under the tower. QO is stuck.
He missed his pounce. He's stuck at the tree line. Fenrir is on his way down. Febby can see this happening. The funny thing is if QO, he can't get out. He's got 11 seconds. He can Iron Talon out now. So he broke free. I thought for a moment that Fenrir would come down for the kill, but if he did, potentially he would have died.
Smart play by him.
So Kuro gets to get out jail free card. And Peak sort of left to his own devices on the spot lane. Dubu was busy stacking up Ancients by the looks of it. Or still is. So that's now a triple stack of Ancients for the Axe take. Old Chicken. QO gets the leash off. Old Chicken starting with that static link, removing a little bit of the damage, but Hero now going to bail out, especially as they realize Old 11 TP'd over. The Observer Ward in the lane able to scout that one out.
Not the best matchup for QO. Not really a good way to deal with the static link. That's okay. He knows how to play that hero.
I love this cosmetic over on the Razor. The way the static link comes out.
Get your immortals.
Yep. Let me just buy that chest.
You can't buy the chest, Toby.
You can if you buy compendium points.
Yeah.
Or from the Steam market. Oh!
I don't think. Can you buy it from the Steam market?
Actually, they shouldn't be tradable yet. I'm assuming they're not tradable.
Who knows?
Which means they can't be put in the market, or not marketable. MP and Febby are coming down. They're right on top of the Radiant Observer Ward. But for some reason, Lanham continues to walk forward. Ignites the creep wave and then TP's out. The call from Forever will cancel the TP. So Lanham...
Spend your gold la...
Oh. Did you really just say spend your gold la?
Spend your gold Lanham.
Oh, okay. You stopped at la. I'm like, tribute.
Well, it's because then he didn't spend his gold.
Tribute to Singapore.
Chinese people say that too.
Do they?
Yeah.
Never heard them say that. I've only ever heard Singaporeans say that.
Actually,
that
was
Fairy Fish was the first one that said that. Like every time, if you want to speak Singaporean, all you gotta do is add la to the end of every sentence, and you'll sound like a native.
Radiant's bottom tower
But then proceeded to giggle while I did that. Febby, Infest, Lifestealer sitting inside of him. They want to defend this top lane. Dubu's already here. So smoke screen up. The Lich holding, not bouncing at all. The initial damage also dropping down 11, low enough for the straight up kill. They have to work harder for it. Febby is capable of completing that.
I was considering whether or not Ice would have done the defensive Sunder, but he doesn't have Sunder. I'm also a little curious as to why he stunned that way instead of going up, perhaps. But it makes sense now because he did not have a TP scroll in his inventory.
No way to get home.
Top tower
This is a nice thing for Ehome. Now they take out a tier 1 tower. It's the first tier 1 tower of the game to drop. Took 10 minutes for it to happen.
Well, haste rune for Razor.
Q is still on the stack again. There's knobs in the sentry watching him this time, and he knows that because he lost his Shadow Dance. I think he's also realizing he's still being watched.
Bottom getting a lot of space on this bottom lane though. Forev desperately trying to farm up a Vanguard, but he has had even more trouble than Old Chicken in this early game. Midas already up on QO. He's actually very
okay. They can fight QO now. Old Chicken's got haste rune. All he's got to do is get the static link off, and he can chase QO to the ends of the earth. Okay, he can still chase him to the ends of the earth, but doesn't want to take the risk just yet.
Nice dewardage.
This is confidence with a capital F for Fenrir.
Confidence with a capital F?
Yep.
Confidence.
Yeah.
You can just TP out. There's not really too much in the way to stop TPs. Axe is busy farming. He might actually die to these Ancients. Jeez, he is low. Oh, he doesn't have Iron Talent. That might be a lot of the reason why he's in Struggle City.
Well, nice sentry ward from Old 11. Finds the obs from MVP. You really want to see it for Rev dies, don't you? He'll finish up his Vanguard now. He'll have to go back to regenerate. And Ehome just start chipping away at the tier 1 tower in the mid.
How is Ice never in a position to die?
Because he's just rotating all the time away from where MVP's moving. But MVP, like, Ice comes to the top lane. There's a small little engagement, but it's not really that great, so they instantly bail out. And it's around the same time, right, as the Dire side normally gives up their tier 1 tower.
Lanham will see MP.
Oh, nice stun to start with. Febby's still in the neighborhood. Throws down the smoke screen, but Ice already in a Metamorphosis. As he got the Sunder, no he does not. Even now, it's not level 7. I'm not level 8 yet. Febby body block. The Infest now pounds out. Ice. He's smoke screened up again. He can't walk out of it in time. Well, now he's in a position to die, but Old 11 prepping the epicenter. Barra strikes available to bring him in range of Forev. Febby's just out of range of it, however, but Forev is still gonna pop. As this fight splits into multiple parts.
Okay, so much for Ice not being
Jinxed him, bro.
Immediately after.
You completely jinxed him.
That was a nice TPN from the Axe. He was there, like, right at the right moment, though, to make sure that they got the kill on the Terrorblade.
That's still a nice timing for Old 11 now. Looks very, very fat as an SK. He'll reduce to size as Bloodlust wears off, but Blink Dagger is up 12 minutes in. Chicken being chased down by QO, but... Okay, did that Observer would actually... Okay, now they see QO. Running his hand of Midas. Febby's moving over as well. I think QO is almost trying to bait this, so Febby can also be involved. With no epicenter, the damage isn't that high. But QO's got a lot of friends around the corner. They just need to slow down Old 11.
He has Blink Dagger already.
That's why they need to start with the attack from Febby.
Yeah, it's still very difficult to kill him, especially with all these melee heroes. If you're on top of him, you're going to get Burrow Strike as he escapes. With the range hero, it's much easier to run around him and do damage and not worry about getting Burrow Striked. Burrow Struck? Burrow Struck.
Yeah, Burrow Struck. Yeah, I'm going to help you with grammar.
Sometimes it's weird, though, with the Dota words. Do you say 4 staves or 4 staves? Technically, it's supposed to be 4 staves, right? But
but we always say 4 staffs.
Yeah, but no, multiple, not past tense too. It's the same thing with Burrow Strike or Burrow Struck. That's past tense. No,
Maledicted. Bottom fight, Burrow Strike, Blink Burrow, Ricky just explodes. Fenrir, however, QO and MP are right on top of him. Lanham trying to chase up as well. Old 11. He's got epicenter off cooldown in 2 seconds time, and where do they want to go? Old Chicken's taking care of Dubu by himself, but 11's going to assist him, allowing MP and QO just to run away. They protect their tier 1 tower, and Ice was up on the top lane, pushing to the tier 2. So he's still finding space to farm, and then rotates to mid. Metamorphosis is available, and yeah, he's just going to go straight onto that tier 1 tower. No fortification available for MVP. So a quick and easy tower. He may not get away with it, however, as MP rotates in from behind. That's perfect open wounds. QO jumps in, and with a double damage rune, they make very short work of that Terrorblade.
This game, Ehome is playing much better around the Sand King and making sure that he is able to get his kills with his early items, but they're not playing that well around Ice, letting him die in the bottom lane, letting him die in the mid lane. Yeah, a lot of it's like they're very used to him playing like the anti-mage and the Naga. so they're not very used to helping him out. QO.
Oh boy, he misses his pounds on the ult. Then MP doesn't really do that much damage with his infest pop out, but Lanham will turn. He'll still ignite. He's looking for more stuns, and he's moving away at a late. Okay, there's just enough damage from the base attack of the Lich to find the kill. They look for a burrow strike up into the epicenter. Going to be difficult to armor toggle through that one. In fact, it's actually impossible to deal with that. Dubu Lich ulti bounces off to the side. Fenrir and Old Chicken have to split, but Dubu's caught the tree line. No TP scroll available, so it's already a 1-for-1 trade, but it's pretty certain it's going to be a 1-for-2. Missing burrow strikes, Dubu up through the tree line. There's poison stacked up on him.
Just purge him.
Now, okay, no, don't waste it.
It's a minute cooldown. It's 50-second cooldown. Is that wasting?
They're going to need it in the moment for Febby, who's running in. Do they have detection in the lane?
Ooh, the early BOT build on Razor. We saw some members of Team Secret going this. I didn't know it was becoming commonplace for Razor players on all teams, though.
Is he coupling with an SMY, judging by the
That's
belt?
usually what they do.
Under attack.
Who's a travel SNY plus build? As I told you, 5-2-2 game.
High movement speed. But you do have the Bloodlust already. Like, he's going to get the movement speed anyway, right?
But BOTs, man. Best 2,000 gold item in the game. And only item that costs 2,000 gold in the game.
Is there nothing that actually costs 2k on the dot?
Not a single item, I believe.
No, everything's just a little bit over 2k.
Mm-hmm.
Dire's middle tower
Lanham?
is under attack.
MP. They walk around the tree line, they're going to see him. Just a quick ignite, says hello. With Fenrir and Chicken behind him, Lanham feels very safe.
But dude, Ogre is so tanky. He was like 4-on-1 right there next to the tower, and he's like, whatever, I'm just gonna multicast or Bloodlust, throw my dust up, just...
There's 15 armor, blink, burrow strike. They found Febby with the multicast stun. Ricky Maru, he can blink away. The ignite is ticking him down. In fact, he goes down to the Sand King. Of course, the finale pop kicks in on that one. Forever, the blink, the call, Old Chicken locked in place. Get ready for the dunk for the burrow strike from 11. It saves Chicken. He'll turn on the epicenter as well. The Lifestealer's trying to barrel from behind, but he's lost his axe. He's trying to refender in defensive disruption. He had it available, decides not to use it. As again, 11 has to burrow strike himself away to safety. Lanham looking for the movement speed, but while he's leashed up, can't just run away, but he tanks. He ignites. He'll finally go down, but Old Chicken, okay, he's just running into doom. His own death. 11 misses the burrow strike. QO's in the tree line.
They pinged him out too.
Oh, and he jumps forward. He has a blink dagger. Sensor won't save him.
Dude, outplayed by QO so hard. I think a lot of that was due to the defensive burrow strike from the Sand King who went out. Like you lose so much by doing that. I think if you're scared, you wait for them to go on you and then you burrow strike out, so you at least get the stun and the damage. All they needed was one more spell. They could have also hoped for a multicast, but that's something that's not as reliable. So that one Sand King play will allow Kubo to get a lot more than just a Midas and a Blink Dagger.
They're coming back. Fenrir just ran in, disrupted. Febby's going to smoke up on him. Fenrir does have the purge. He's going to trigger it over on the rookie, who cannot get himself out of range of the tower. He'll go into the tricks of the trade that'll save his life for the moment. Lanham Sentry Ward, instant stun, ignite as well. No multicast for him, however, but Old Chicken arrives to Field to find the kill. It sacrifices the life of the SD to make this work. And now it's Old Chicken leads up. He's dealing damage, but he can't inflict anything. He spent most of his time just trying to run away from the life stealer. Rather difficult to do with her. Wounds turned on, and again it's going to be Lanham trying to tank through the end of it, but MVP, it's kill after kill. They just keep rolling with it. The only person they're not killing is Ice because he is not there.
Slark is becoming way too slippery.
Okay, no,
They can't really do anything to him.
yeah, he really can't.
Just giving him a lot of stacks. It is only a level 3 essence shift, so not the 2-minute stat steal, but they have to be better about killing him. I would say they need to commit the epicenter onto him as well as like a plasma field. This way you don't really have to worry. Oh, actually, as I say the epicenter, he does go on the middle lane, but just get some creeps, and that's a whiff over the 11, maybe a little bit on tilt after that.
Putting my drawing skills to use.
QO is playing amazingly well this game. He did not have a good lane, or an easy lane, rather.
Edge of jump, Old Chicken, perfect smoke, perfect blink, perfect dunk. This is the MVP that we want to see in game number 1, that we want to see before. And if MVP really want to get a good score out of today, they're going to need to bring this type of style.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Up against VGR, who was their last series of the day. Luckily, we are casting that one as well. We follow one team each day. until tomorrow.
Razor needs more defensive items. He went for the Yasha instead of the Saint first, and not that it makes that big of a difference versus the Life Stealer, but he needs armor, maybe even a Ghost Scepter. I would even consider a Hurricane Pike versus their lineup, just because of him needing to get some distance in between him and the... actually, Hurricane Pike's not that good here, but some sort of way for him to survive during the Rage, during the Shadow Dance of the Slark.
Is Ehome worried? Yeah, they're worried about Roshan. They scanned outside the pit on top of the rune, and it stayed red the entire time because Febby was just sitting on the rune.
Well, they're quite vulnerable at this point in time because of the cooldown on Epicenter from sinking, the wasted one in the mid lane. They only have 20 seconds to weather before it's back up.
Oh, they full-man smoke. Again, they leave Terrorblade out of the mix. Size looks like he wants a little bit more farming before he's ready to go, but he could force the bottom tower. Metamorphosis is off cooldown. He's got his Dragonlance up and running.
They need to get that ward up, right? That Roche ward. I think
this little sucker right here.
Yeah, they need that one. I think if they want to make a move there, because if they do that, maybe they can even take Roche themselves with a Bloodlust of Terrorblade and trying to wrap around behind the tower. I'm very surprised that they didn't smoke in, but Lanham will place
the defensive wards.
Yeah.
So they put one in front of Roshan, one on the lane itself.
Dire's bottom tower
Oh,
is
the
under
4F
attack.
is smoked up
Dire's
with
structures are
a
fortified.
delivery.
Well, fortification will slow down the push on the tier 1 tower, but Cure is not there yet, but he has a haste group, so he'll be there in just a jiffy.
They know something's up. They have to make
Radiant's
sure that they
middle
stick together right now,
tower is
even
under
maybe
attack.
consider a third Observer Ward, which
There it is.
Lanham has placed, and now they're heavily obscured in the tree, so it's not the worst thing in the world if Ehome tries to wrap around right now.
Well, Axe is very much revealed. He'll blank in, gets no call off, but then MP jumps out. Defensive disruption will arrive, and they'll buy time for Lanham. Lynch only going to bounce up into the creep wave, back over to Old Chicken, and into the creep with Old 11. However, that ulti, that epicenter, it did the work. It's a double kill for him. They're looking for more. Lanham just juking it out. Qro can't find him. Now he actually blinked up and away. Lanham, he's going to TP out in the tree line. They won't get there in time. MVP could have at least taken something in return. They managed to bring down the big Terrorblade. That was... Ehome gave a lot of space to him, but the epicenter turnaround from Old 11.
And the defensive disruption, the Shadow Demon, that's a difficult call to make, whether or not you disrupt the Ogre or you disrupt the Axe, because Axe does a lot more damage, especially when he calls in Blade Mails. You remove his initial volley of burst, and no one really is in Coaling Blade range, but Ogre can offer a lot to when he survives.
Already has Stolen Essence before he started that. So he had a little bit of extra damage against Lanham. Now they're looking for the Lulu Dallas multicast at the moment. Qro back to the dire side, but Shadow Demon, he committed the purge. And the Slark will pop. 1 minute on the sideline. Buyback is available, but he will not want to use it.
And that was a very costly death. He had so much unreliable gold, and that was an unstoppable streak going the way of Shadow Demon. So that will be an earn, it looks like, for Fenrir.
What do you think of the build actually of Slark? Going straight Scardy over something like an Echo Saber? That's after he gets the Blink Dagger too.
He's tanking a lot. I think it's fine. He needs the more HP to survive like the Sand King burst. I think that's the biggest threat to him right now.
Oh, they're coming down. Ricky was just looking for them all, and now the Axe, a blink, a double call, Ice is down, and the damage, it was enough for a second Culling Blade because they just killed him too quick with the spins. But MVP looking for more.
Their investment has been really good this game.
Old Chicken again. Keeping Old Chicken in place means that Static Link can't maintain. So he's only sold 56 damage, and now Dubu just throws out the Chain Frost. Wants that initial damage, and they keep going for more. MP onto Lanham. Hunting for Rev. Almost, actually, he's gonna die in the tower. The damage from the tower was enough. Fenrir put a disruption on MP, but the open wound, Rage is back off cooldown, but not before a triple multicast from Lanham hits onto MP. He needs something to invest into, and he's going to find the creep wave. His ticket to freedom, back past the tier 1 and tier 2 towers.
That was so close. He almost died to the to the tower while Armlet toggling.
It would have been a little bit too insulting though. Like if he died to the tower after Axe also died to the tower. Ehome don't get any kills. It's all belonging to their towers.
Well, Ehome's cores are dying over and over again, and none of the three are exempt from the death count.
Ice really needs to finish his momentum. Like his recipe's flying up now, so he's gonna
HP.
He's gonna have the money now.
He has to sit in strength treads, I think, constantly. He also needs to maybe call for some disruptions from old Fenrir to make sure that he doesn't get cold, because he has not been able to get his Sunners off. I think they also need a Force Staff so he can get away from the melee range of the axe, so that the counter helix doesn't whittle him down to 30, 20% HP.
It's just Guardian on QO, fully done. He's having a run over, no Shadow Blade, but doesn't need it when he can blink forward. Does not count correctly, so he doesn't get the leash. Febby has to help him out by throwing down that cloud. And QO into Shadow Dance. He's given him 224 points of damage. They do not want to fight.
They do have the Force Staff on 11 right now, so that will certainly help a little bit. I think they smoked, but
Yes.
it would have been...
It was under the ward.
Yeah.
It was under the ward.
They will find Febby, though, but where is the detection? Oh, Chicken's way ahead of his team, really wanting to fight with that plus 224, but they will miss their opportunity, and now MVP trying to swarm around them. QO trying to get vision on the backside, but he does not have Shadow Dance up.
They got a good Obs ward, which is actually watching all of Ehome's movements. So MVP can prep nicely. Disruption now happens in the mid lane. 11, blink, Fire Strike forward. They find Forev. MP's going to pop back out. Forev very tanky. Even without his core armor, he will go down. Buying back straight out from the axe. Lit shoulder going to bounce into the creep wave and back up. Oh, that's unlucky. Razor cops the Chain Frost. The RNG is against him today, and Fenrir only gets caught out too. They want to give this kill over to the axe.
That was so clutch, though, the initial jump onto 4F. 4F has been the playmaker in all of these fights, blinking and calling and getting the coal on the Terror Blade. But when you lead off with a disruption on him, you can't really do that much, and Soulcatcher ensures that he will die very, very quickly without returning too much blade mail damage. Febby will get scanned out on the top lane, and that will be
They want to go in mid.
lead.
Blink, Cole, this is like old 11 failed an initiation, and he gets Culling Bladed out, even though it looked like he was going to escape for a moment. He failed the initiation. He tried a Barrier Strike on a Dubu, fell short, and then just stuck around to farm the creep wave.
Yeah, he's been
had
missing
all the
a lot.
time in the world to rotate over and get the Blink Call, and now he takes a Trip Ancient stack as well. This Axe is getting so much money.
I think he expected that more heroes were top with that scan. Because what's the point of Leaky going there by himself? Not really that much. He can't stop a TP, he can't get a kill.
This is
but
Febby. He'll go everywhere by himself, he's fine.
it mind gamed them, no for sure. MP starting on Roach with the Desolator in his inventory. Dubu does have the Frost Armor, can help him out a little bit. MP's dropping a little low. I guess he can armlet toggle through, but it's not going to be a quick and easy one for them.
He's got help. He's got QO to tank out for him with the open wounds. QO and MP can do this by themselves. Maybe another reason too why Febby was sent north, try and get some information on Ehome. As far as the Dire Observer wards go, they don't really have anything. In fact, they have nothing over the riverside. Everything is defensive. One on their side, the river near Roshan, and the other one deep inside their own jungle.
Has been denied.
Who are they going to give it to? They will give it to MP. It's a little
You
surprising.
thought it would go to QO?
Yeah, perhaps. I think QO does a lot more damage, and he has been the main focal point for a lot of these fights. But Lifestealer has been dying a lot in between rage cooldowns.
It might also be a problem seeing the 4-stars coming on Ehome that they need to, like Lifestealer just gets kited out a little bit too much. May just get brought down by Terrorblade if he can't get in close.
But Terrorblade still does not have that much damage though, still working on the Scotty himself.
And once he has that, Lifesteal is going to be very sad.
So they need to make sure the X can't get a good blink call off. That is the highest priority in these fights. And Ehome, they will have this Observer Ward coming up for Ev.
They can D-ward too. They see the Obs and the Sentries down.
They placed Observer Ward too early. Maybe they just wanted to kill the ward quick, but they could easily use the Shadow Poison. But now MVP have no doubt that there's an Observer Ward up there. QO knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah, that's a big waste, but they don't have any sentries on them. They can't D-ward right now, MVP. Unless they buy a gem or they buy more sentries. Okay, they buy 2 extra sentries. And they're also flying out their own 4-star for Dubu. Long way out for Ev. He does have an extra surprise sitting inside of his belly with the disruption that he's moving over to. And Blink, epicenter for Rev. Now the life stealer jumps out. Old 11 very low. They four-staff him down. The sentry ward does hit in range, and it will be the SK to fall. So a 1-for-1 trade-off. Of course, the axe is worth a little bit more. They keep hunting for kills. Febby with that Blink dagger on the Riki. Observer ward.
Oh, that tower's still up.
Strike forward. Yeah, it is. May not stop MP from diving. Okay, maybe it will. Disruptions out. Zubu sitting in the neighborhood. He's got a 4-star, so he can push MP away if times get tough. Looks like Febby also wants to go himself. That Observer ward is up. So now the Lich ulti does not bounce. Enough distance between Fenrir as well as Lanham. So no connection.
And they will get that Observer ward taken down. Fenrir being a huge nuisance with his toolkit. One of the best at dealing with the lifesteal. I'm surprised he didn't rage earlier. He took like a good 1,200, 1,300 damage because he didn't rage. Well, now he's in a melee creep trying to hide and maybe pop out on someone.
I am just a dominated creep. Ignore me.
I'm your friend. Don't run.
Don't run, we are your friends. Oh, that's such a great line.
I'm glad you got it, Toby.
Yeah.
And now I think you're actually a
Dire's
Techie
bottom
fan.
tower is under attack.
You
Radiant's
never in
top
doubt.
tower is under attack.
So Razor going for the BKB now. He's been having a lot of trouble surviving. MP trying to solo this tower on top, but he does not have a TP score. He could die twice here.
Blink Burrow, that was too far away. Old 11 couldn't reach him. So they start the static link. There's the purge. MP knows he's dead.
Ooh,
There goes the Aegis. He's got Infest. Technically, he could probably jump inside. Yeah, look at his like, figures like, yo, guys, catapult, Burrow strike. Don't let him reach it. Don't let him reach it. Hold the... He reached it.
now all the teams coming in. He is still very low though. I'm looking at his HP at 300.
This is an observer while Kuro knows exactly who is left. He blinks forward. He goes after Lanham. The Burrow strikes through, but the disruption timing's a little off. Where's our lifestealer now? He's taken Cardi to the tree line.
Oh, Fenrir does not have a TV score. He's dead.
He will chase down Fenrir. Kuro blinks forward and blocks him in. So between well, a cart and a hard place.
Dire's bottom tower is
He
under
didn't get the
attack.
memo.
Oh, nice dust. They hit Febby, but Febby, no damage dealt to him, so he just blinks himself away.
And Ice is trying to get some damage on T3. Only got it down to about 75% before getting his axe head chopped off. Yeah. Not really seeing Terrorblades impact too much this game.
Oh, it kind of feels like the last one. Oh, goodbye, Ricky. Wasn't looking at that. He actually blinked dust found the kill. Meanwhile, Kuro looking for some revenge, but until that guy has a gem, that ain't gonna happen. Yeah, but this feels a little bit different to game number one. Like, similar in a lot of ways where AM was just never involved. Like, he was always farming. This game feels a little different because Terrorblade's sort of pushing a little bit. He's getting caught out a little bit more, and he's not having the same influences when an Animage comes in and goes big mana void, or is the problem that Ehome, that MVP have to run away from.
He doesn't have a good escape. Imagine if he were like a Morphling. I think they wanted a hero that synergized with the Shadow Team. I don't recall if Morphling was banned, but it would definitely make sense if it were.
Coming to fight. I can't help you on that one. Radiant user scans, does flag. They see at least one coming in for Rev. Now the jump forward, looking for the stuns, but MP gets the rage off and open wounds with a perfect call. But the disruption from Fenrir means the MVP have to change their targets. 200 stolen damage on Old Chicken. He's looking to inflict into somebody, but he can't see Kuro yet. The sentry wars drop down. Lanham, Kuro, can he finish the job? The 4-star can't keep him out in time, but Old Chicken called up. They need the dunk, but no! I stunned him up! So the Culling Blade from Forev does almost nothing. Old Chicken will still probably should still die to something that isn't a neutral. MP will get the double kill. Arrow strike back over for Rev, a little bit too deep here. Febby is there with him. He'll smoke screen, trying to stop Ehome from chasing.
Now that used Epicenter on the Riki has really came back to haunt them. They really could have used more damage output in that fight. A lot of MVP heroes huddling around that half HP range, but with Terrorblade kind of just sitting in the back, Scotty's finally completed, so now he can actually do a lot of damage to the lifestealer.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Tier 2 tower to fall. Are they coming back again? Ehome, they have Epi, but they do not have... They didn't have fortification, and they didn't have Razor or Ogre. So without that, no real desire to fight. Roshan's still at least A minute and a half off.
It's becoming a really tight game at this point. Roshan still anybody's game. Razor finally getting to the point where he can start team fighting with the BKB. Terrorblade also getting to the point where he can survive the initial Blink X call.
These graphs just feel like they're lying to me. Like, you look at the net worth and it's bouncing up and down like a yo-yo, but nothing's gone over 2k in the net worth, but the experience is all the way MVP. There hasn't been a single point in this game where Ehome has been leading in experience. And now they go for a jump in. Do they have enough damage with this one? Maybe with a defensive disruption, buy time for 11 to get inside that sandstorm. Another fire strike in 1 second time once the silence wears off. It's Febi's smoke screen again causing problems. The axe is down, and now it's Ehome raging through. Old 11 has so much damage. This old chicken who's found the double kill. Dubu as well. Ice finally having a real influence with that Skadi. Slowing down the lich so he couldn't run away. Finds the kill. Buybacks galore from MVP. Can the push keep going? Do they keep hunting kills? Right now, Ehome seems to be in two minds. Ice wants to go up high ground. Leo Sunder against MP. Dropping him down low. They need someone in close to get the stun when the rage wears off, and that's exactly what Adam is there for. Ding, ding, ding. There goes the kill, even if it doesn't go the way of the Terrorblade. Blink, forced up, ends the Burrow Strike, and Epicenter. Baby! Oh, he pushed himself in, trying to help out his teammates. The throws away his life, and Ehome. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. They have not only just wiped MVP from the face of the earth, but they will now claim 2 lanes of Raxus. How did it all go so horribly wrong?
They should know that the axe cannot get jumped. He already has plenty of items, and he's just farming out in these really ridiculous situations. And the last fight that they lost that went so well for Ehome, he got disrupted. This time, the exact same thing. They start out onto him, and everyone tries to save him, but without the axe to control the Terrorblade, he is just able to rain hell upon MVP.
What a nice time to have a Skadi as well. Again, just defensive disruption. I just want to say how much I love Fenrir's positioning. He's always just behind the fight. Not an easy thing to do when you got an initiation range that the Sand King has, but because he was able to afford... Okay, now he actually affords his own Blink Dagger, which will make this easier. But he was always there to get that defensive disruption off without being harassed by the Rikimaru, and making so MVP can't get that quick and instant kill.
Well, now they are looking for that moment that perhaps Ehome may fall prey to, is when Roshan might respawn, but they haven't quite recovered from that mid push, or mid and bottom push. 2 lanes of racks have been wiped out.
Oh my, look at the graph. You know I said I never went over 2k? You now hit 12,000 net worth advantage going the way of Ehome. They almost have the experience lead. It's 4k the difference now. That is one hell of a swing.
And as much as I like VOTs, MVP have wasted a lot of gold in that with QO and 4F both picking it up before they have been able to get the split push.
They know he's there. The gem revealed it, but Febi was able to blink. There was no damage that arrived.
That was close.
It was.
Febi also did not have buyback, and every hero counts this late into the game. Ehome.
Are they going to go for, like, they have an observer ward inside the Dire base?
That is incredibly deep. Now trying to make sure they secure this Roshan area. And...
wait, they have to know, right?
No, it's not up.
It's in Dire side because Kuro doesn't have his ultimate.
They know it's up somewhere, but where's the detection?
Well, you'd assume it's going to be here. But if you throw it on the sentry ward there, you're not going to reach the obs.
I think they just need to sell all their items and get, like, the... I don't know. Febi, sell the lace, sell the magic wand, get the gem. I think they need a gem at this point. Like, they're one fight away from losing. It doesn't matter if you lose a gem.
Axe bought it. They find the up board with a secondary sentry, but they jumped in. QO and Febi too close. He wants to shut it, ends himself away. Old 11 blinks forward. You'll stepper on the Rikimaru. They have vision of him thanks to the gem, which is on Old 11. They have to blink forward again. 4-star is available. Tricks of the trade, allowing the Ricky to disappear, and Forev, he comes from behind, he jumps an old chicken, a perfect call, defensive disruption goes up once again, the Lynch hold is going to bounce around the middle this fight, the where is going to be your damage, it's all pumping into Forev, Ice can just go ham, right over to MP, there goes the kill, he sundered him down, 2 heroes gone for 70 seconds, no buybacks available, this should be the game.
They don't want to go in the Razor, but that's the only target that MVP could find with a limited vision, and Fenrir was just prepared with that disruption, and You go on him, Ice is going to beat on you with all those illusions. And he did not really do that much 30 minutes, his first 30 minutes of the game, but those last 2 team fights, oh my goodness, was TV the game changer.
Yeah, that was wonderful. Hold 11. Well, he's going to feed himself out just before the GG is able to finish itself. So MVP losing both games to Ehome, and Ehome that secures themselves a top 4 position.
Maybe
no matter the results of tomorrow, I believe that's a guaranteed top 4.
They showed a lot of poise throughout this game when they were constantly being bombarded from the Slark and the Axe bombs with the Life Stealer, and it looked like MVP had a very good hold on that game. And then finally, Ehome, they got their team fight together. They protected the Terror Blade, and Sand had some pretty good epicenters. I think the support cast from Ehome like really sealed it for me this game. Like Ogre did so much. He was like very annoying in the fights while trying to stay alive. And he didn't have any items to really do it with. And Shadow Demon,
he was a sponge. He was the support sponge. Yeah. Jump in there, do some stuns, which you kind of want to stop the